Hi everybody. Alright, welcome back to actual Inner Demons Month. So we're taking a break from the cowling to tackle something else that has been absolutely scaring the crap out of me for forever, and that is actually finishing up this canopy and getting it going. So a long time ago we attached the canopy, then we went through and did the first layering of fiberglass and even sanded it down and kind of got it all cleaned up. And that's all well and good, but it's nowhere near done. And the longer it sits there, the longer it's going to sit there. So we're back, and we're starting with beefing up the center section. There were a few pieces that didn't wind up getting put on the original, with the original layup. The fiberglass was crap, and it didn't wind up going in. The 4-inch radius tool that I've got showed me as much. So I made a what I did was I took some. They tell you to make a sanding block that's a 4-inch radius, and that's I don't really need the whole sanding block that's a 4-inch radius. All I really needed was just a 4-inch radius tool, so I made that out of a scrap piece of carbon fiber. And so yeah, first thing that you noticed was that the center was not severely, but was just indented because there wasn't enough layers. So now those layers are on, and now, the next day, you can see they are here and they are dry, so we are sanding those down. And then it's just a matter of going over and over of making sure that there are no flat spots, no high spots. And that really only extends out. So you can see the two hooks where the canopy attaches to the fuselage. So you really only need to worry about that 4-inch radius around the entire very front, and then maybe about I'd say maybe 2.5, 3 inches past the sides of those hooks. They're not hooks, they're something else. I'm just calling them hooks. After that is where the fiberglass then sort of transitions from an inward curve towards an outward, or towards a flat, I should say, towards a flat feature, which then by the time it comes around to the side of the canopy is completely flat. So yeah, it's sand, measure, repeat, right? Once you get it relatively close, that is when we're going to then use filler. So for big structural dips, we'll actually use some fabric with epoxy. After that, for small holes, we will actually just wind up using some filler. And then after that, and we have sanded it down to 800 grit, and we're pretty happy with the shape, that's when we'll actually come along and then cover it with epoxy primer. Just like we did way back when we were doing the armrest mold, same thing. In fact, there you can see I've got the spatula knife out and the filler mixed. That's good stuff. And once we get this happy, and this is really the only thing that's stopping me, so once this is done, we still have to go and do a little bit of the wiring, which we're going to do. You can see the wires just sort of hanging there. I still have to connect the 2 sets of wires for the defrost fans. Those just get connected in parallel, and then attach everything, or I should say pin everything up, attach it to a Molex, and then attach it to the plane. Spoiler alert, looks amazing. You're going to love it. Well, in fact, here's me at the wiring now. Alright, I don't know if I capture I don't know if I capture me actually putting the epoxy primer on. I may or may not. If I did, then you'll see it later. Anyway, thank you for joining me, everyone. Next video, we're going back to empennage. Oh, more fairing stuff. Alright. Thank you for joining me, and see you soon.